Hi. My name is Charm. I am a singer, songwriter, music producer, and this upcoming project is called The Love Project. I am originally from Rock Hill, South Carolina. I currently just say I'm domiciled to the United States, and I'm so excited about sharing this love project with you. The Love Project is a project that approaches the different types of love that exist. Um, I understand now, after having done a lot of research on love in preparation for this project, that many of us don't know what love is. I do approach much of Eros type of love in this project, but I also approach an agape love, a phileo love, a self love, and I think all of these things are important when you consider love. So it's all about love. The concept for the Love Project came from a dream that I had. It was almost like I took a lot of naps. So, after I finished my first project, which was called Check For Me in 2008, I just felt really empty, and I think I might have even been crying. I was just like, I've completed a huge mission. I released the first solo project of mine, which was very difficult. Being a woman in this industry, I did it completely independently from the bottom up, from the songwriting to the copyright to the production to recording. I worked with the producers in getting the songs together. Album release party, commercially, it was played on the radio, all those things. I did every step of it from behind the scenes. Very difficult. So I should have been excited, but I was just very sad, and I didn't know why. And I realized that I didn't really have a mission or purpose for what I was doing, in the sense of what was behind my fueling my dream. And God gave that to me in a dream and said, write about love. And since 2009, that's what I've been doing. Oh, wow. I love old school music. So I grew up singing Whitney Houston a lot, Bette Midler, uh, and then I progressed to singing artists like Aretha Franklin. I love Mariah Carey. My sources, of course, those are who have inspired me in a lot of ways musically, who I listen to. I love gospel. I grew up in the church, and so it influences a lot of my sound, as well as I love music in all of its splendor, just from the creative process to just the beauty of notes. Good music inspires me, so I listen to good music typically. When I say good music, music that speaks to you but is clean. And so a lot of music that I love is either gospel or a lot of old school music, where a lot of it was screamed, and it wasn't so filthy in a lot of ways. The first song that I started writing in 2009 actually was I Need Love. And when I wrote that song, I was so excited about it. I Need Love is a song that is speaking to what a lot of women are desiring, and that's love. When we go out and we're in that phase of waiting for that significant other, whoever that is, women were seeking love, and a lot of times it can be misconstrued. And but I feel this way, and maybe I can't speak for everyone, but I think that a lot of women desire love. So I Need Love is specifically speaking to men, in that we need love. It's not something that we can waver on a lot of times. And if so, then you'll see a woman who's not loved. You know what that looks like, and you may not even know what that looks like, but it's not pretty. So yeah, I Need Love is all about an Eros type love. Spread love is an agape love. It's a phileo love, and it approaches love from the perspective of, when you look at it, it's just beautiful, and it's big. It's You can feel it. Love is not just an emotion, but it's actually action. So this song just talks about this love that is big, and it touches you, and it speaks to you, and you can spread it, and you should spread it. And you keep some in your back pocket. You're always ready to give it away. Anything that you put in your back pocket, you need to be able to reach it quickly. So when I say that in spread love, it's about having love just ready to give. And that can be in a gift. It can be a hug. It can be listening. It can be just acknowledging someone, looking them in the eyes. How often we walk by people and just don't look them in the eye. So I try to just look people in the eye and just see them. So just all the things that we oftentimes forget that are characteristics of love. Listening is huge. How many of us don't do that? And we hear, but we don't listen. So love is big, and spread love is all about that agape, that big love. Right Stuff is an eros love. It's about falling in love. It's that feeling, that fire. It's just, you just want to just feel that way all the time with that person. It's a blessed love. It's not something that you could just put together. It's a divine love, but it's still got that heat. It's still got that fire. So Right Stuff is all about an eros love, and it has a disco feel on purpose, because I feel like a lot of that type of love is just fun, and it feels great. And so Sean came from a place where I was just confused and in a dark place. I was sick, not doing well. So Sean was me talking to myself. It was a place of darkness that I was in, and I was constantly having to talk to myself and remind myself of the love of self. Not a selfish love, but the type of love where, if you were to think of love your neighbor as yourself, that type of love, where if you don't love yourself, how can you love your neighbor? So that was the place of darkness that I was in, where I was just trying to figure out the next day. And I wrote Shine because I needed to make it to the next day, and it was my way of encouraging myself. And I think that's a huge part of love, is to be able to create a space in your head where you're safe, because there's just so much around you and so much surrounding you that makes you question even your existence, even what you're here for. Why are you feeling this way? So Shine is a self-love, and it comes from that concept of the diamond, of it being in a dark place, and it's rough and it's tough, but in order to get to the top, you have to push. So self-love. The next song in the project that I worked on was the single that has been released, and it's called Love Only. This song, wow. This song came from my club days, and I haven't done that in a long time. Even when I wrote it, I was out of those days, but I was still kind of hanging out quite a bit. But Love Only was about times where I was just seeking love in the club and trying to figure it out, and being approached, and just not really, guys with all these material gifts that they've been given, and trying to pursue me, and I wanted love. I could see through the smoke, and so that song, I started writing it, and it was about that kind of approach from a woman's standpoint of needing love, but then also understanding that the people around you also make a huge difference in receiving love. And so I understood that the company I was keeping also was affecting how I was receiving love. So it also comes back to that place of, you are the company you keep, And if you want love, surround yourself with people that also will give love, and that means in all its forms, in the sense of just supporting you, truly supporting you. And I have a way, since I've been young, of being able to see through a lot of this smoke when it comes to friends. And so I would always kind of keep my distance, but I could see through smoke. And it's so important for me in my existence, is in order to maintain just the joy that I love to have, I have to keep people around me that are all about love. So that song is like, if you're going to be around me, it's got to be love only. The last two songs, so then I went and did a remix of Love Only, and I was able to bring in a friend that I'd met years back in the music industry who did a rap portion to Love Only. So then that was written in actually in 2020 during the pandemic. That addition to Love Only was included, and so we went back in and re-recorded that, and that is special because it's a friendship that I've had for a long time, just friends, and that was able to bring in a perspective of love from a spiritual connection. He talks about reflecting from a spiritual place, and that's super huge for me, is that people understand that we are spiritual beings, and so it's important to keep your spiritual person in a good place. This song is a excitingly energetic song. It's a self-love. It's when you start to realize your biggest dreams, when you start to understand a lot, and you're excited and you just feel good about who you are as a person. You've gone through some things and it's really just appreciating where you are, loving yourself. And again, this is not a selfish love. This is a love where you love yourself. You have embraced your flaws and you are comfortable in your skin. And so when you're at that place, it's a love of, I love myself, to where I can love my neighbor as I love myself. So that is unapologetically, it's energetic. When I did this song, I was like, I want to bring back this spirit of Dance with Somebody. When I first heard Dance with Somebody from Whitney, it just got me so excited. So I told the producer, I said, I want something that makes me excited. I think about, Dance with Somebody, and that's what inspired the song, was actually this song, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And of course it says, who loves me? So this project's all about love, and it's this song, to me, unapologetically, I just instantly get excited. All right, the last song on the project is Let Love Grow. That actually I wrote between 2020 and 2022. Let Love Grow, a lot has happened between when I started writing this project in 2009 till now. Yes, that's a long time, and love is a long time. And so Let Love Grow is the story of me and my marriage. I got married, and that was a huge feat in the sense of just how long I had been dating. I had only had one serious relationship before I met my husband, and that was super huge for me because I was a workaholic and I just worked. And God slowed me down with, when I got mold sick, I was slowed down, and that's where I met my husband in a Bible study. And so this song is called Let Love Grow because love is action, and it's not easy. So a lot of people think of love as whimsical when they think of Eros love, and that's always great, and actually it's like a plant. It's like anything. So when you think of starting in you're starting to plant that seed. I know I love watermelon, so I think about, I have that watermelon seed and I'm about to plant it. I'm so excited, and it's the thought of that watermelon growing. But once you put that seed in the ground, once you get married, that's when the work starts. And so Let Love Grow is the story of my marriage in a lot of ways. It has not been easy simply because of the way that we were married. We met in a Bible study. And, you know, I know I'm talking to people who don't, may not know God or what your spiritual beliefs may be, but there's good and there's evil. And there was a lot of evil trying to break up my marriage. And so this project is about that. Like, it talks about the hurricanes and the rain, just trying to destroy what has been planted. And that's also a sign of you're on the right path, is when you experience so much adversity and you experience so much difficulty, when you know that it's something divine that's been brought together. So I will tell anyone, because I had no one to look to. I had no one who could even come close to the experiences that I've had, and maybe one day I can share all of that. But when you're coming from a divine place, that's like two people who really love something coming together, and they have a purpose. My husband and I really love God, and so when you come together for such a divine thing, there's a lot of adversity with that. So this song is Let Love Grow, and it's Category 7 hurricanes. I mean, it's craziness. It's torrential rains. It's bananas. Like, what in the world is going on? And even sometimes ourselves, we self-sabotage, whether you're single for a long time, or your experiences in life, whatever it is. I know for me, I can self-sabotage. So just seeing through all of that and just letting love grow, it's a process. And that's, I think, the lie that is in the world, is that this love is supposed to be amazing all the time. And so when people get in it and then they realize it's work and it's got to grow, there's nobody who's talking about that. There's nobody who's saying that this is a process. There's nobody saying that it's not easy at all. And so a lot of people jump out because they expected something that they were not told about. So Let Love Grow is just to encourage specifically those who are married to let it grow. My husband actually was the one who told me this. He kept telling me, just let love grow, just let love grow. And I would be like, whatever, like, I'm in this, dreamland, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't want to hear that right now. But this song was actually his words. He kept telling me, let love grow, just let it grow. And so this song is inspired by my husband, and it's called Let Love Grow. All of us, we have some areas where we need to grow. When I talk and I need love about patience, kindness, and I talk about how it can be beautiful. Love is what you put in, and it's true, it's an action. So if you want all that love has to give, you have to give it. And that sometimes can be hard. Sometimes we are so just taken away in life that we don't see the bigger picture. But I will say that the ones that are actually based on my true experiences, I can say that that's definitely let love grow unapologetically, for sure, and spread love, for sure. All the rest of them, I just was writing about love, and I just wanted to clarify that, because I had a family member come to me after I wrote my first project and said, wow, you've been through some things. And I was laughing, because my first project actually became a self-fulfilling prophecy in a lot of ways, where most of the songs I had were not. I think Why from my first project was the song that probably was a self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe. But yeah, I will say that much of what I wrote I had not experienced yet, or was just experiencing at that time. So I just wanted to clarify that not all the songs that I write are like personal experiences, but sometimes just based upon what I see and observe and what's going on kind of around me in the world. So just wanted to make sure I clarify that. I like for this project to reach the world, and the reason I want this project to reach the world is because when I wrote the Love Project, I wrote from a place of research. I wrote from a place of truly desiring to see people prosper. I think that there is a lot of misconception about love, and in fact, even myself, I'm still learning a lot of what that looks like in myself and how to love my enemies. For example, I think that's the hardest one. So love is a process, and we're all working to be better at ourselves, better people. So the Love Project, to me, I want it to reach the world because I think that the misconceptions of love need to be discussed. Love is an action, and it's not all whimsical. It's work. It's what you want others to do to you. It's special, and if we had a lot more love, we would all be much, much happier. So that is my desires for it to reach the world, so that the discussion of actually what true love is discussed.
That's awesome. So, are there any lasting words that you want to leave?
Yes, lasting words that I want to leave for this project, and what I'd like to say is, I have been in music since 2008 commercially, when I released my first project, Check for Me. During that time, during this incredible amount of time since I'm releasing another project, I've released singles in between, I've been burned. I did a soft release of Right Stuff and Spread Love because there was someone who was threatening to take my work that I paid to do mastering. So with that being said, there's a lot that's happened during this time where I've been forced, the Love Project has been my life, where I've been forced to even look at my life, where I've been burned, where someone's cheated me, where someone's treated me badly, even where I've treated others badly. When I was sick with mold illness, I can tell you I probably hurt a lot of people just to how I treated them because I wasn't feeling well, coming from a toxic place. I can say that toxins in any way, shape, or form, whether that's environmental toxins or toxic people around you, is dangerous if you're trying to live a life of love. And so the last thing I want to say is challenge yourself to look at your entire existence and all of the people that you surround yourself with. All of what you're doing is the job that you're working. Is it something that you love? Because we're all given gifts. Are you living the life you love? Are you, treating others the way you want to be treated? Do you put yourself before others in a lot of ways? And I say that because I'm working on that myself. Is that person that crosses you and cuts you off? Maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe their head is somewhere else. Maybe they're dealing with sickness, as I was. So God allowed me to experience being sick. He allowed me to experience being toxic, a place that I never want to go to again, a place that I never want to be again. And I can tell you that love has to be out of toxic places. That means stay away from things that are not helping you. If you have to separate yourself, you can love people from a distance, whether that's family, that's friends. If someone is just in a happy place and you're in a sad place and that makes you feel, less than, maybe you just have to separate yourself from that person for a little bit of time. It doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore, but when you're in a toxic place, you need to focus on getting yourself to that place of healthiness, and so that you can be love to other people, and they will appreciate that better than being around them toxic. So when I went into a place of retreat, my voice was in a place of just utter craziness. I sang at my grandmother's funeral when my voice was in mold sickness, and I had like a drop in my voice. It was like insane. But my voice would do like really weird, crazy things because I was toxic. Likewise, people, when we're in toxic relationships, when we're in toxicity, we do weird, crazy things. So the next time you see somebody and they're doing something weird or crazy, just maybe if I can inspire you in any way, shape, or form, just think about what I'm telling you right now, because I can tell you in toxicity, I've done some weird things that are not of me, like just treating people certain ways, being mean and angry, not on purpose, but just being irritable because I wasn't feeling well. And so I just want to encourage people to really look at your life and maybe even recognize when you're sick how you are treating people, and that will help you to see like what a lack of love looks like. So work towards health, work towards surrounding yourself with positive things so that you can be the picture of love, because I promise you, when you are in a place of love, you attract great things, and I'm watching it happen before my eyes. So I just want to encourage everyone who's listening to really pursue love. And I wish you love, 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 and more love. God bless you all. Thank you so much.